Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. A lot of you have been asking me how to meal prep, how I meal prep, what you should do if you want to start meal prepping. So this whole entire video is going to be all about meal prepping, how I do it, and everything like that. So to be honest, I haven't really been meal prepping lately. I really don't like having the same thing every single day, so I was just making like my chicken on Sunday night and then just eating whatever else I wanted throughout the week, throwing my chicken in different recipes and things like that. But this week is pretty crazy for me. I'm very busy, and I know if I do not meal prep, I'm going to not have time to make food. So I'm going to meal prep this week. I'm going to show you how I come up with my recipes, how you can come up with your recipes, and all the goods. Okay, so I always look up my recipes. If you're going to do the same thing, I suggest finding a website that shows the nutrition information and specifically the macros. If you find a recipe that you really like, they don't show the nutrition information, throw it all into myfitnesspal and see what it tells you for each serving. So some recipes that I find on websites where they include the information will have really high fat, really high carb, or really low protein, and those are recipes I kind of want to stay away from. So when I choose recipe, I just make sure it aligns with my goals at that time and my macros at that time. So recipes I choose right now may not be what you want to choose because you're maybe shooting for higher carb because you're bulking right now or something like that. So just keep all of that in mind. You want to make sure they align to what you want. Also, if you do find a recipe you really like, it's too high in fat or it's too high in carb, try to take something out. So maybe it's they have like shaved almonds in it or something, or they have extra feta cheese on top. Take that out and it'll cut back some of the fat that is in the recipe. So you can tweak things however you want to tweak them to make them a little bit more friendly to your macros and to your goals. So let me show you what we're making this week. So I'm using this website, Sweet Peas and Saffron, and I'm making egg roll in a bowl. So this is what it looks like. It has like a bunch of instructions and everything. This shows that you can meal prep it because some of them you don't really want to keep in the fridge for too long. So when you come down to this recipe, it'll show you all the ingredients. I also check the ingredients because I'm a college student, so I don't have that much money to go shopping. So I make sure I have a decent amount of them, and then the rest I can just buy. If you keep going, it says right here all of the nutrition information. So this one has 9 grams of carbs, which is great if you're cutting and you just want a lower carb meal at some point in the day. 28 grams of fat, which I did see, but I'm going to cut back a little bit and I'll show you how. And then 23 grams of protein. If you go into the ingredients, it'll show you everything that you need for this. One thing is it says 1 pound ground pork. I'm going to change that to ground turkey and make it 99% lean ground turkey. That will help with the fat a little bit. Yeah, so that will mostly be where most of the fat is coming from, is from the pork. Everything else seems pretty okay. And I can also cut back on some of the sesame oil if I want to, just do half a tablespoon. So that's the first one. The second one is the Santa Fe chicken low carb meal prep bowls. So this one uses cauliflower rice. It's cilantro lime cauliflower rice, chicken, veggies, etc. So I'm actually not going to use cauliflower rice. I'm going to use regular rice because I don't want 2 low carb meals for this week. I want 1, not 2. So I'm going to change that to regular rice. This also uses a tablespoon for the rice, a tablespoon for the veggies, and a tablespoon for the chicken of olive oil. And that's too much olive oil for me. That makes the fat really high. So I'm going to cut back a little bit on the tablespoons. And then for the cheese down here, I'm going to make that 1/4 cup or a half a serving of that. So 1/8 of a cup of cheese, and it's going to be a low fat cheese. So that will help with the fat because on this one, we have 16 grams of fat. Not too bad, but I don't have that much fat to spare. Carbs is only 11 grams, but that's going to go up a little bit because I'm changing it to regular rice, and then 28 grams of protein. So when I do meal prep, I only meal prep my lunch and my dinner. My breakfast is almost always oats, so I don't meal prep that. And then I will have calories left over to go towards other things like snacks, but I don't meal prep those either. I like to switch it up sometimes. So that's what we'll be shopping for today. And I'll take you along for the whole entire thing. Hello friends, so I just got back to school. I drove home today again and it's Monday, so I'm gonna go into the grocery store. I'm here right now, get everything that I need for food shopping for the recipes. One thing I will say is when I have my snacks and stuff, I will usually buy them when I'm going grocery shopping, but I have a ton left over from last week because I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't really eat that much. So I'm not gonna really get anything else besides the things I need for the recipes. But if this was a normal meal prep, like for myself or for you, you might want to get some snacks like fruits, rice cakes. Also, this will be sort of a smaller meal prep than normal because I'm going home either Thursday or Friday. Otherwise, I would somehow increase the recipes I'm making by probably do like 1.5 servings or 1.5 times the actual recipe. So each recipe makes like 4 servings, so then each recipe would make 6 servings, something like that. So it would get me through the whole week, including Friday and Saturday. So just so you guys know, this is a little bit smaller of a week and a smaller grocery shopping than I normally do. But I'm gonna go get the stuff. I'm not gonna bring you guys in again. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting my meal preps ready to go. I'm going to first make the egg roll and a bowl one. So yes, I'm very excited. So I'm gonna quickly show you how to enter whatever you meal prepped into myfitnesspal, so it's easier for you throughout the week to just put in chicken meal prep. So you're gonna go into myfitnesspal. First, you want to have the link. If you used a link, have it handy so you can just search it into myfitnesspal. I'll show you exactly what I mean. And that's just gonna make it so much easier for you instead of putting all the ingredients in on your own. So if you have the link copied, you can go over into your myfitnesspal. This is just the main page. And then you can go down to the plus sign down here, pretend you're just adding in food even though you didn't make the recipe yet. So you just choose, say it's dinner. Now you can go over onto the recipes tab, hit the plus sign and put create a recipe. So when you do this, it will say either add from the web or enter ingredients manually. It's up to you, but I'm gonna do add from the web. It's just a little bit easier. So you're going to go ahead and paste in the link that you got the recipe from, whatever link that is. Then you're gonna hit import recipe, and as you'll see, these are not all the ingredients. Sometimes it just has a little bit of an issue, a glitch, whatever, so we're gonna have to add ingredients. So you just hit the arrow to go to the next side. So as we said, I didn't use the cauliflowered rice, I used brown rice, so I'm gonna delete that. I used 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I didn't use salt or garlic powder, so I'm just deleting those. Even though they don't have any caloric difference, it'll matter for my sodium. I did use a lime and I did use cilantro, so I'm adding those. So clearly it didn't import much, so we're gonna have to add in a lot. So you just add in ingredients. So I'm going to do chicken breast. I always do Purdue chicken breast because that's just the one that has the most accurate macros. So you're gonna go in, 3 ounces is what I had per serving. So we had 4 servings, so I'm gonna move the number of servings up to 4. So everything should look pretty okay, and hit check. Then I'm going to add in, it's called Success Boil and Bag brown rice. So I had 2 bags, which is 4 servings total of it. So it's 1 cup cooked, which is 4 cups cooked. So then I'm gonna hit okay. So I hit that. Again, I'm doing 4 cups and 4 servings of everything because this is for the whole entire recipe. We're gonna break it down into servings later, but this is just the whole recipe. Then we also had a red pepper. Yeah, red 1 medium. Add that in, and then we're gonna add in a yellow pepper. So that's everything that I am going to put in here, because everything else, it's kind of like I'll add in the cheese and the salsa separately when I have them each day. So this is going to be just basically all the meals. Okay, so then you hit the next arrow and it'll say how many servings is this going to be. You say 4, and then it'll tell you exactly what the macros are. So 7 grams of fat, 46 grams of carbs, and 30.9 grams of protein. And then later on, if you did add on the cheese, you can put in the cheese every single day, or you can also add the cheese into the recipe if you feel like it. I just don't feel like it. So then you save the recipe and you got your recipe all made. So then you could do the same thing with the other one or whatever other recipe that you guys use. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it made sense. If you have any specific questions about myfitnesspal or macros or just meal prepping in general, please let me know. I will help you guys out. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video and follow me on Instagram. Bye bye.